a daisy.
You're grounded until further notice.
Hi everyone, it's me again, and so yeah, it's time to give you a little bit of an update on what's going on and what's going on with the channel and myself. As you can see and guess, we're having to deal with the coronavirus, even myself. I started feeling what I would call the symptoms Sunday, and I went and got tested yesterday. So I have to wait about 2 days before I get the results back and find out. But in Pennsylvania, they've basically shut all the colleges and schools down, and Governor Wolf mandated that everyone non-essential stay home. So I'm afraid currently there is no flights. I'm kind of okay. I got the headaches, fever, cough, and tightness in the chest and stuff like that. But all our classes, the online stuff, has reverted to online, and we have to do a minimum of 3 hours per week, and we're gonna get the ground lessons completed by next week, and I haven't really done this week's yet. I did email my instructor and told him to say, hey, I just got tested yesterday, I'm dealing with this stuff. So hopefully they understand. So yeah, I went to my urgent care, got the notes and stuff like that, and the instructions and everything. They were really patient with me, and understood everything that was going on. They could tell that I was really anxious, and I knew ahead of time that what was going to be like. But anyway, what I was going to do is share with you one of the online Jepson courses, since I have to start doing the modules, and my process of doing them is like I always watch things multiple times, and then the first time I just watch, I don't take notes. Second time I watch and take notes, and then I just take notes, because if I'm writing something down, I miss something that they said in front of me. So first time I just listen and watch, and then come back. The other cool thing that I printed out, my professor mentioned that during the course, online Jepson course, which you'll see, they have like little square boxes with exclamation points. Sorry. And they're full of good information. And when you come into the weather section, you'll come across this, like, how many pages is it? 22-page booklet on weather codes, maps, and stuff like that. You see it quite frequently during the weather section, but it's quite handy to have as a print, just a handout guide to have with you. Now, regarding meters and stuff like that, I spot patterns really quick. That's one of my fortes. Like, I know I can spot things pretty quick, and reading the meters or TAFs, I can pick up pretty quick. And I when I was learning it myself, for the first time, I pretty got it quick. I know what the identifier is. I know the delay, reference, stuff like that, wind notes and stuff like that. But they have the ICAO identifiers for the country, so if you know what letter, if you see a letter in front of an airport name, that you know what country it is. Like all North America mainland is K, so all the airports is K, JFK, Allentown is KABE. You know, any LaGuardia, there's going to be a K in front of that. England, United Kingdom is an E, so Heathrow is E. Norwich is EGLL, I think, without looking. But no, they have like really good information that Um, it's really good to have actually printed out in a physical copy. I like reading stuff online. I like reading stuff, ebooks on my phone too. But sometimes it's just good just to have something physical in your hand and just to read and refer to. That's quick and easy. And that's certainly one of the cases. Okay, so what I was going to show you first, and this is not. I wanted to give a shout out to a particular website. They're not sponsoring me. I wanted to give a free mention to this particular website. Unfortunately, this is for only people in the United States or in territories. Now, this website kind of helped me because let me reduce the web canvas so you can see. Okay. So, like you said, going back in regards to the virus when I started feeling sick, I wanted to tell people this and explain it because it reassured me because I really want to thank like Dr. Mike, the YouTuber Dr. Mike, and others that sit down and take the time to explain and talk to you and explain some of the theories, tell you what is and what isn't a conspiracy myth, and stuff like that. And basically, they came up with the saying, it's a pandemic, not a panic-demic. Be alert, don't panic, and stuff like that. Now, this particular website called Amwell for America allows you to talk to a doctor by phone or video conference, and it supports, like, if you have insurance, you can connect with your insurance, and it's really a nice website. Like, it was really easy to set up. I had my insurance card, I put it in, and I got to talk to someone pretty quick, and then so 1 second, let me okay, 1 second, sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and log into the site so you can see what I wanted you to see without giving my details away. Okay, so you can request a video visit, like a FaceTime book. You can use your phone, you can use your computer, phone visit. Now, one of the main differences between England and America, and it's kind of a unique perspective, is with the NHS in England, you could go to the doctor to be reassured. Like, if you're generally worried, the doctor or your GP, general practitioner, can be there to to stop you worrying, stop you being worried and calm you down. And if you're anxious about your health and stuff like that, it's nice to have a means to talk to a nurse or a doctor and get answers that legit. Now, this website, I got emailed via my insurance, and there's New York, all these other healthcare professionals. Some services you do have to pay for, hospital care and stuff like that, but urgent care and behavioral health, it says right there the insurance is accepted. But you can just go click on urgent care, and you pick whatever you need, and so you want to pick this one, and it shows you it lists the doctors that are available online or offline, and you can talk to someone, and they tell you if it's something serious, call 911, obviously, and but again, it's good just to get answers. And like, when I had questions or concerns about my symptoms, and if they were symptoms or if they were severe enough, like when I started getting headaches and this starting to get symptoms on Sunday, I was like, well, I can try and tough it out. That's how I normally am. I tough things out. I don't immediately pick up the phone to call a doctor the first sign of a sniffle and stuff like that. But with the concern of the virus, I was a little bit more concerned. So I was glad that that service was there to be able to just pick up the phone and say, hey, you know what, I don't know what to do. I'm not sure what to do because I keep getting told multiple things. And basically they said, if you're really that concerned, go ahead, call the hotline and see what they say. And I got the answer, and I got told to get tested, which I did. And the half the reason people become afraid is because they don't know something, they're uncertain. So getting answers is a good way to get reassurance. So I really wanted to thank the people who made that website, whoever they are, Amwell. I will put a link in the description. If you are in the United States, go ahead and sign up and use your insurance. If not, it's still a service I would recommend, even if you don't have it. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get my notepad ready. One second, my nose is itching. These masks, shit, I'm supposed to wipe, but so we're on week 9. We have 4 ground lessons to do by next week. Ground lesson 21 through to ground lesson 24, and glide homework 4. And then on week 10 is the stage 2 exam. So, those who may remember, oh shit, the camera fell down. So those who remember from before, you can go through and do the courses using the graphic format like this. It's entirely up to you. But so I'll be down here, I think, ground lesson 21, and then doing the test, stuff like that. But the way that I like to do it is view training details, and you get the detailed list like this. Now, I'm not going to do the little mini quizzes that they go through, but I don't think, it says I completed it, but I don't really, to be honest, I don't really remember lesson 21. Let me just take a look and see. Oh, sorry.
You can develop a more complete picture of the weather that will affect your flights by combining the information contained in printed weather reports and forecasts with graphic portrayals of current and predicted weather. These graphic weather products use information gathered from ground observations, weather radar, satellites, and other sources to give you a pictorial view of large-scale weather patterns and trends. In this lesson, you'll learn to interpret graphic weather reports and forecasts by exploring the following topics: graphic weather reports, including surface analysis charts, weather depiction charts, satellite weather pictures, and graphical AirMet charts, and graphic weather forecasts, which include low-level significant weather prognostic charts, convective outlook charts, and forecast winds and temperatures aloft charts.
Apparently I did this already, but I really don't remember. So I'm going to go ahead and do it again.
The surface analysis chart, also referred to as a surface weather analysis chart, shows weather conditions as of the valid time shown on the chart. Reviewing this chart gives you a picture of atmospheric pressure patterns at the Earth's surface. More importantly, you also can see the locations of high and low pressure systems and associated fronts. This chart is transmitted every 3 hours. The surface analysis chart is a computer-prepared graphic which covers the contiguous 48 states and adjacent areas. Some common chart symbols are shown in the inset. Weather Service meteorologists sometimes add standard colors to make the chart easier to read.
At initial first glance, it's just a mess. I don't know about easier to read, but it does look like a clusterfuck.
The surface analysis chart also provides surface weather observations for a large number of reporting points throughout the United States. Each of these points is illustrated by a station model. Round station symbols depict stations where observations are taken by human observers. Square station symbols indicate automated sites. Other models, which appear over water, display information gathered by ships, buoys, and offshore oil platforms. Station models include the following information. Sky cover is depicted in the center of the station model. Middle and high cloud symbols are placed immediately above the station model, while low cloud symbols are placed below it. Sea level pressure is shown in 3 digits to the nearest tenth of a millibar. The pressure change in tenths of millibars over the past 3 hours is shown below the sea level pressure. The tendency of pressure change is depicted using a symbol to the right of the change. The precipitation over the last 6-hour period is given to the nearest hundredths of an inch. The station identifier is shown to the lower left of the station model. Dew point is shown in degrees Fahrenheit. Present weather is depicted using one of over 100 different symbols. Temperature is shown in degrees Fahrenheit. Symbols extending out from the station circle give wind information. The symbol shows the general true direction of the surface wind and the velocity in knots. The absence of a wind symbol and a double circle around the station means calm wind. True wind direction is shown by the orientation of the wind pointer. Velocity is indicated by either barbs or pennants, or both, attached to the wind pointer. One short barb is 5 knots, a longer barb is 10 knots, and a pennant is 50 knots.
That's interesting that they would show the European version of millibars instead of the altimeter settings that the US shows. But they use the US version for Fahrenheit instead of Celsius that they do on meters. Oh, by the way, the booklet I showed you, that's where you can get it. There's a thing called features at the top here. You just click on that and there's where you can print it out.
Prepared and transmitted by computer every 3 hours, the weather depiction chart provides an overview of favorable and adverse weather conditions for the chart time, and is an excellent resource to help you determine general weather conditions during flight planning. However, the weather depiction chart might not completely represent the total en route conditions because of variations in terrain and possible weather occurring between reporting stations. Information plotted on this chart is derived from METARS and includes the following 3 types of high-level information. IFR conditions are represented by enclosed hatched areas. Non-hatched areas, outlined by a smooth line, indicate that marginal VFR conditions prevail. VFR conditions were observed in areas not contained within a contour. Weather depiction charts don't provide pressure patterns and wind information, but they do include simplified station models depicted as circles. These models provide numeric and symbolic information about weather conditions. A bracket symbol to the right of the circle indicates an observation made by an automated station. Weather and obstructions to vision symbols are similar to those used on the surface analysis chart. Sky cover symbols are the same as those used on the surface analysis chart. Cloud height is printed under the station circle in hundreds of feet AGL. When the total sky cover is broken or greater, the observed cloud height is the lowest broken or overcast layer. When the visibility is 5 miles or less, it is shown next to the weather or obstructions to vision symbol. A graphical air mat, or G-air mat, is a depiction of hazardous weather and conditions, issued 4 times a day. Each G-air mat forecasts hazards for a 12-hour period, broken down into 3-hour increments. A G-air mat includes the following hazards: surface visibility below 3 miles, cloud ceilings with bases lower than 1,000 feet, widespread mountain obscuration, where you cannot maintain VFR conditions while flying near mountains, moderate turbulence, including the top and bottom altitudes of the turbulence layer, sustained surface winds greater than 30 knots, potential for non-convective wind shear below 2,000 feet AGL, moderate icing, including the top and bottom altitudes of the icing layer. When the bottom altitude is given as freezing level, the range of freezing level altitudes is also provided. Freezing level contours at the surface and every 4,000 feet up to 16,000 feet MSL. If there are multiple freezing levels, the height of both the highest and lowest levels is given.
Alright, so these are the additional measurement points I was talking about. Changes over time.
You can obtain both text-based and graphical air mats. However, the G-air mat provides a more complete forecast. G-air mats are issued more frequently than text-based air mats. In fact, a text-based air mat is derived from G-air mat information, smearing the data from 3 G-air mat readings into a single text air mat, covering a 6-hour period. In addition, G-air mats provide precise lat-long coordinates, while text air mats describe the affected region using VORs. This means that many more points can be used to describe the area in a G-air mat. Finally, G-air mats cover 8 types of content, while there are only 3 types of text air mats. The table shows which conditions are combined into the 3 text air mats. The result is that a G-air mat provides more accurate details, position, size, and shape of the affected area more frequently than the text-based air mat.
Interesting.
Similar to the G-air mat, the Aviation Digital Data Services Air SIGMAT Java tool shows air mats and SIGMATs graphically on a map of the United States. Unlike the G-air mat, however, this air mat is a graphic representation of the text air mat, a composite of 3 individual G-air mat reports.
So what does this do? Clear? Oh, I see. You can take a look and then hit clear. Oh, so what's this for? Oh, can't click it. Oh, different times. Okay. Geomit.
Some of the most recognizable weather products come from satellites. Specialized weather satellites not only generate photos, but also record temperature, humidity, wind speed, and water vapor location. 2 types of images are available from weather satellites: visible and infrared, or IR. Visible satellite images are used primarily to determine the presence of clouds, as well as the cloud shape and texture. Infrared satellite images depict the heat radiation emitted by cloud tops and the Earth's surface. The difference in temperature between clouds can be used to determine cloud height. For example, because cold temperatures show up as light gray or white, the brightest white areas on an IR satellite photo indicate the highest clouds. Both types of photos are transmitted every 30 minutes, except at night, when visible photos are unavailable.
That's interesting. Visible satellite image. Okay, so let's have a look. That's we got a high pressure front right here. That's A, I would say, and low pressure front. be. I think the broken line is a trough. No, included, occluded. This is an E, I believe. And I'll say F and what's missing? A, B, C, D. D's missing. Stationary front. I'll just say that. I think so. Ooh, no. Which ones did I get wrong? I got, D and E one. I got everything else right, just those two. So that is E, occluded front. So that's the, I thought that was D, that's the stationary front. Oh, so I got the colors mixed up. So it's the, oh no, that's purple. I thought that was blue, wow. It tricked me. I didn't see the color change, you sneaky bastard. Okay, so next is, that's the millibars. Sea level pressure. Oh no, that's this. And G. That's a good thing about these, because even if you don't know all of them, you can put the ones that you do know, and then you have a process of elimination. A, B, C, missing D, E, F. No. Sky cover J, and I'll say E is the, and A, B, C, D, and E. Yeah, whatever. And I didn't get them all right. D, C, E, J, A, I, F. I got that right. How come oh, I did get them all right. The only thing, for some reason I entered E twice. Well, shimmy me timbers. Okay, so I got all of them right, except for some reason I typed E twice. I'll blame that on being sick. um. Oh, this is B. Oh yeah. Ding ding. Okay, so it looks 2.5 equals what? Huh? No, because it's not that. It's not the ceiling. I would say it's that. Whatever. It's not. Let me. Oh. Oh, I see. You're supposed to combine it. Oh, duh. They didn't do a good job explaining how to answer that question. Because the visibility is 2.5. That's there, 700 feet. And it's broken. That's why you have a symbol like that. Okay, whatever. I wasn't gonna go do that, but oh well.
The U.S. Low-Level Significant Weather Prognostic Chart, or PROG chart, shows areas of low visibility and ceiling, as well as regions where turbulence and icing may exist. PROG charts consist of 4 panels. The 2 lower panels, or surface PROG panels, are 12 and 24-hour forecasts of surface weather conditions, while the 2 upper panels, or significant weather panels, are 12 and 24-hour forecasts of weather between the surface and 24,000 feet. Low-level PROG charts are issued 4 times each day with the valid time printed on the lower margin of each panel. Because the 2 panels on the left forecast the weather 12 hours from the issue time, and the 2 panels on the right forecast 24 hours ahead, you can compare the 2 sets of panels to determine the changes expected to take place between the 2 time frames. The upper panels of the low-level PROG chart show areas of non-convective turbulence and freezing levels, as well as IFR and marginal VFR weather. As you can see on the legend, areas with a ceiling less than 1,000 feet, a visibility less than 3 miles, or both, are enclosed in a solid contour line. A scalloped line encloses areas with a ceiling of 1,000 to 3,000 feet, a visibility of 3 to 5 miles, or both. Areas of forecast non-convective moderate or greater turbulence are shown using a heavy dashed contour line. Numbers within these areas give the height of the turbulence in hundreds of feet MSL. Figures below a line show the expected base, while figures above a line represent the top of the turbulence. Because thunderstorms always imply moderate or greater turbulence, areas of possible thunderstorm turbulence are not outlined. Forecast freezing levels are also depicted on the significant weather panels. Freezing level height contours for the highest freezing level are drawn at 4,000-foot intervals with dashed lines. These contours are labeled in hundreds of feet MSL. A zigzag line labeled SFC shows the surface location of the freezing level. The 2 lower panels of the low-level PROG chart are the surface PROG panels. They contain standard symbols for front.
We've seen that already.
A convective outlook chart defines areas of convective activity and the
I should
associated
have
risk
remembered because it
factors,
showed us that.
as well as areas of general thunderstorms. They consist of a textual description, which is explained in another lesson, and a graphic depicting severe thunderstorm threats. A line with an arrowhead depicts the general thunderstorm activity. Thunderstorm activity is expected within the enclosed area defined by the line itself or the line and a national border. Areas of greater risk for convective activity are outlined, and the associated risk is indicated inside the outlined region. You can find convective
I'm just keeping an eye on the
forecast
time.
winds and temperatures
how long
aloft
this
charts
video is.
show the predicted temperatures, wind speeds, and directions for various altitudes, from the surface to 42,000 feet MSL. All altitudes below 18,000 feet are in true altitude, while those
It's already a 30-minute video, so I'm not going to do them.
Each time you plan a flight, you must decide whether it's safe to fly. Having the latest weather reports and forecasts and being able to interpret them is crucial to making this decision. Because graphical weather products are becoming a primary source of weather information, you must be able to interpret them. You gain familiarity with the more common products by exploring the following topics.
Something the
Graphic
pilot
weather
of a certain
reports,
helicopter
including
didn't do.
surface analysis charts, weather depiction charts, radar summary charts, and satellite weather pictures. And graphic weather forecasts, including low-level significant weather prognostic charts, convective outlook charts, and forecast winds and temperatures aloft charts. If you haven't already, be sure to review the lesson on interpreting text-based weather reports and forecasts in order to develop a more complete picture of the weather that will affect your flight.
Alright guys, so that's the end of lesson 20. 21 even. So I'm going to go back and watch that again and then go ahead and attempt the test. I'm not going to record or do a video of me doing the test because I don't want to give the questions away, so you can cheat. Alright guys, I shall take you next time. Stay safe, stay well, stay calm, and all of the rest of it. Alright guys, I'll catch you later.
You can teach monkeys to fly better than that.